All right, Dear Abby Part 5. I hope you guys are still with me. If you're not, go get a drink and let's do this. Adam asks, what inspires you to select a character for cosplay? Do you already have a vast knowledge of the characters that you choose to cosplay, or is it simply based on the look of the character? This is a really good question. A lot of times what inspires me with the character is the look of the character, how they behave, how they are in the storyline, whatever they are. First thing is usually design. Is an awesome, cool design that I think I could pull off well. And if I fall in love with design first and haven't played the game or read the book or seen the movie, I'll then go and do my research. I like to have a knowledge of what I'm doing so that when I'm posing or when I'm moving, I can know what to do instead of just doing the same basic. I want to, I know if I'm being Starbuck, I'd be like, what, Nugget? What's up? Why are you bothering me? Give me a drink. Instead of, hi, I'm Starbuck. It's just, that's something that is my dedication to my theater training, is learning who the characters are before I do anything with them. Let's see, Weird Archives. What would you consider to be the ultimate cosplay you'd want to tackle? Making a Pacific Rim mech. Yeah. One that I could ride around in and be like, hey, I'm in a mech. Cause that'd be cool. Come on, Gypsy Danger, like a really big freaking Gypsy Danger. Okay. I'm okay. John, dear Abby, amidst your travels for cons and shoots, we often get pictures of the event and even some that are behind the scenes with stories to match. Do you have any interesting, be it funny or serious, stories from your travels? And he gives the example of a baggage check story or etc. I actually do have a good story, and one that reminds me of the power of awesome friends. This past, I can't talk, it might be the booze. This past Dragon Con, I was supposed to be wearing Claudette to do a photo shoot with Daryl Ardita at a really awesome location. And the morning I wake up, get ready for the shoot, and get almost all ready for Claudette, and then I realized I didn't have my belt. I can't wear the costume without the leather belt because that's what holds the skirt on, and the skirt, it's just, I couldn't wear it without it. And so I had to, not even hours, cancel in tears, bawling my eyes out because I realized one of the main costumes I brought for this convention, set up photo shoots for, I can't wear because I forgot the belt in California. And then I go down to see one of my best friends, Karina, and she asks me, did you bring Indy Abby? And I go, oh no, I didn't bring Indy Abby. She goes, oh. And she goes into the other room and she comes out with a ball cap. And she had made a femme short round to surprise me with because she wanted to cosplay as Short Round and me as Indy. And I stopped what I was doing. I got on the phone with my house sitter and I was like, Casey, Indy Abby's here, and here. Overnight it to me. Because I was, my friend went out of her way to make a costume for me. I was not going to let her down. So she overnighted me. The costume got to me the next day. I open up the Indy hat box, and what's in it? My Claudette belt. It had put it in there from Comic-Con because it had a circular, hat box, and put it in there. So if Karina hadn't done Short Round, I wouldn't have had the Indy Abby costume overnighted, and I wouldn't have had Claudette to wear for Dragon Con. So that's my cool story, and the power of awesome friends. Joe asks, how long have you been married? Zen and I haven't been married a year yet. Our anniversary is in February. Robert, how big a fan are you with Queensblade? I have 2 of the vinyl figures. I have 3 or 4 of the books from Mexico and the DVDs and Blu-ray. David, how do you feel? I feel awesome. Mark, will Abby and the cosplay posse ever come to the UK? Mark, I would love to come to the UK. Just have to figure out a convention that wants me to bring me there. Josh, why does Peter Pan have elf ears if he's not an elf? Because he spent enough time in Neverland that he's absorbed some of the magic. That's why. Troy, what's your favorite genre to cosplay? I don't normally do genres. I do whatever piques my interest. AJ, how big are your breasts? I'm going to answer this in a separate video. Its own very special video later after I finish these. So you have to wait on that, sir. Heather, dear Abby, how will you spend Christmas and what would be your perfect gift? Excuse me. I think I answered this question already. Yeah. Nathan, dear Abby, how do you talk to women? I'm 19 years old and still have no clue. Okay, Nathan, the first way you talk to women is politely, is respectfully, and go read Pride and Prejudice. Find what, because that kind of gives you an awesome idea how ladies feel when it comes to the romantic stuff. For some ladies. Other ladies are a little different, but it's always worked for me. And just talk to people like they're people, not like they're someone you just want to date. Just talk to them, find out who they are, and get to know them, and that makes a difference. Jason asks, if money were no object and you could get any part, who would you want to cosplay? Well, I've already answered the mech suit. I'm gonna have to think about this one because there's so many awesome cosplays I would love to do if money was no object. I think the answer would be all of them. Andrew, I have to ask this one being car guy first. What is your dream car, any year, any make, and why? My dream car, the first one would probably be, I want a 1964.5 Mustang because when I was 17 and going to get my first car, my dad and I found a 64.5 Mustang in a junkyard. Still ran, had a bunch of rust on the undercarriage, so my dad didn't want to get it because he didn't know how bad the rust was going because, you know, we lived in Florida, so if you have a car that's been salt damaged, it's a heck of a lot of work and a lot of money. I begged my dad for this car. Begged him. I was like, Daddy, please, please, I want this car. I want this car. And he was like, no, baby girl, you're going to get something more reliable. I'm not giving you your first car as a Mustang. And I'm like, So I want that car because that's what I wanted the first time around. But other than that, I think it has to be a Shelby GT. An original Shelby GT. Not one of the kit cars. I want an original Shelby. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Zulian asks, which fictional character do you most identify with or relate to and why? That really depends on my mood because when I'm in my feisty mood, I go straight to Starbuck. And then when I'm in a romantic mood, I might go to, Sense and Sensibility or Pride and Prejudice mode. It just depends. Larry, favorite game of all time and why? Already answered this. Where do you see cosplay moving forward toward in the future? I'm not sure. It could move forward into more mainstream or it could just move forward into fun. It really depends, I think, on the people involved with it. And how neat would to have a cosplay cruise? It'd be really, really neat, I think, until parts started breaking and you realized you couldn't get supplies to fix them. Walter, what's the closest thing that has happened to you? Your ultimate moment of, I can't believe that just happened type moment. When Nathan Fillion snuggled up to me at San Diego Comic-Con. Yes, that moment. When all of us Avenger Bunnies were sitting there getting interviewed by Judy at Marvel, and he just like slid right in and I was like, oh my god, I'm rubbing up against Nathan Fillion. That's pretty awesome. Dear Abby asks Jan, what is universe? The universe is everything. And more seriously, what's your biggest fear? I think my biggest fear would have to be drowning. Just something about that. I think it's because I have asthma and, the lack of breathing and having experience not being able to breathe, I think kind of freaks me out. And we're at 10 minutes. Holy hell. Okay. Going on to part 6.